Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Hot Toys Spider-Man No Way Home movie action figure review. Today we're going to look at the deluxe version for the No Way Home Doc Ock MMS 633 movie masterpiece 1/6 scale collectible figure. I loved Alfred Molina both times seeing him play Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2 and in Spider-Man No Way Home. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I went head over heels for it, especially with him being my favorite Spider-Man villain. Well, from the comics anyway. And I don't think his representation of him is, very identical to the comics, but I still liked it anyway. And we're going to talk about this figure some more, but first we got to hit that theme song.
Spiderman, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit, subscribe.
So I really like the packaging over here. I just think the concept art doesn't really look that much like Alfred Molina. It's very glossy over here. You can feel the texturing right here on the side right there, and then it's glossy throughout the rest of it, and it says Doc Ock on this side, and we can rotate around. You can see some nice green mixed in, some images from the film over there, all kinds of warning stuff, and then you can see the claw reaching over there on the side just a little where it says Doc Ock. On the top it says Doc Ock Deluxe Version MMS 633 1/6 scale collectible figure. On the bottom it says Spider-Man No Way Home. We can do the Hot Toys plop and get that sleeve off of there, and you can see the figure inside, and you can see his face smiling right through the plastic, kind of. And then on this side, you can see some of that multiversal mist going on right over there, as well as the back. All right, man, I'm stoked for it. Let's get to it and crack this thing open. But first, try and get your Hot Toys. You can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here's Doc Ock out of the packaging, and it's a fairly interesting experience opening this figure. At first, fairly disappointing. You're just taking a dude out of the box with the trench coat on and everything, and then you start putting those tentacles on there, and holy crap, this thing has some presence. And I gotta say, at this point in time, I'm pretty excited to have this deluxe version. As you can see, I do have the deluxe version tentacles on there, and they do look quite impressive. But yeah, we'll definitely take a closer look at all the accessories, and then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So here's all the accessories that come with both the deluxe and regular versions, aside from the tentacles. The deluxe version comes with the nanobot tentacles, and this is a fair number of accessories over here. You get a set of fisted hands, relaxed hands, wide open hands, and then glasses holding hands right there, extra wrist pegs, and this base right here, which looks pretty snazzy with that varnishing going on right over there with the text. I really like that. It says Spider-Man No Way Home, and no metal plate anymore. And then we do get the bendy wire stand right over here with the soft adjustable clamp, so that's pretty cool. You can tighten that up with a screw if you'd like. You also get a set of wrist pegs over here in case you lose any or break any, because that does happen. While I'm talking about that, swapping out the hands isn't as bad as like a Captain America figure, but it's kind of like that because you have this cuff going on with the gloves. But luckily, it's not as long over here on the cuff like a Hot Toys Captain America figure, so it is easier porting these on here, but still just not my favorite, but they work out okay. And I do have to commend Hot Toys on the nice snazzy texturing right over here that we're seeing on the gloves, so I really do like that attention to detail. They do look really good. So yeah, nice looking gloves for sure. You also get the glasses right over here, which I'll put on the face in just a moment, but I do like how they came out. A little hint of green right over there. And then you also get the death spike. Yeah, so I'll plug this into one of the tentacles after we take a closer look at those. But yeah, I do like that this was included. And the directions tell you, don't poke at it, and make sure you read your directions before you play with the figure. For real, read your directions. So you're just looking at both sets of tentacles, and holy crap, these are awesome. Like, this is really the big reason to make the purchase. If not for these, I mean, it's just a dude in a trench coat, right? And I gotta say, the nanobot accessories look fantastic. I love the subtle paint detail that we're seeing over here. And we do get that on the regular versions as well. But holy crap, these are super articulated. I really love the articulation. You get some red paint on the center of these. You can see how they bend right here. And they also bend at the base. I thought there was another bend right here in the middle, but no, there's not. It's just, there it is. You get this other joint right here at the end. So there's 1, 2, and 3 joints per claw for, I guess, the foot-like claws, but look at that detail right there. And then there's even some dirt and wear on the red portions, and you can see all these little nanobot spiky things added throughout over here, and we get some nice speckled black paint over the yellow. I think that is great. Oh man, so sick. Really like the silver paint apps as well. We have some black dirt over that too. Now these have 3 spring coils inside, and then they're connected via ball joint on each one. So you do get a decent range of movement, but not a ton. And then there's some parts of the joints that just turn and bend a whole lot better. And I know there's 3 different coils in there because I accidentally snapped it apart at one point. And you know, there's a decent range of movement, but you can't get them like wrapping around a Spider-Man. Like that's as much as that one's going to bend inward, and these I have bent inward as much as they can go. Maybe this right here. So you're not going to be wrapping Spider-Man around these, or you're not going to be wrapping these around Spider-Man or anything like that. But they still look cool, and you still get a whole ton of articulation with them. Then looking at one of the top arm nanobot tentacles right here, you can see we get the same kind of details throughout. I mean, Hot Toys is very, very meticulous with the details when it comes to all the paint apps and everything, and I gotta say, they did a stupendous job. I really like how these came out. They look amazing. And then you have the top more pointy claw right over here with the nanotech around it, and you get 3 joints right here, and you get rotation at the base of it as well. So you could rotate them around. Then you could see you get the paint on the inside, and if you wanted to attach the spike, grab the spike and port on like that, and then you can have your Aunt May smack Doc Ock on the head. I'll give you measurements later on, but let's look at the bottom set, or the feet set right here is what I'm going to call them, because they are different from each other. And you could swap them out. It did say in the directions that you can port these off, and if you wanted to swap them, you could do that. You know, I don't have a need to do that myself, but hey, you get the rotation, of course, at the bottom of these ones too. But yeah, that looks great. And without the red, yeah, they look really good. I don't know how necessary it is to get the deluxe version for $30 more. I had to take the plunge and do it. You know, I wanted both versions, but you know, this is the more classic looking version. But to have, you know, Doc Ock fight an unmasked Iron Spider figure, you gotta have those red tentacles with the nanobot technology. So there you go. And here you go with the one of the top sets of arms with the regular version. A lot more silver shining through over here. And man, these look great. Either way, they look great. It's just that you are getting more with the nanobot ones with all that added sculpt right there on the inside. So it's up to what you like the most. I'm still troubled as far as which I'm going to have displayed. And then you can see that, you know, this one right here, you're not just getting extra paint, you're getting extra sculpting around these claws. So that nanotech is added on top of it. It's not just painted over stuff. It's, you know, sculpted over and painted stuff right there. And then there's the inside of this one. But man, freaking love these things. Porting them on is a little tricky, and I guess I'll use the nanobot versions. You can see we get all the rips and everything right over there. Nothing's designated, you know, specifically to go anywhere. The directions tell you to pinch right here so you don't snap anything apart. And it's tough getting those in there, but once you get them in there, they are pretty secure. Just be really careful with them. And if you're swapping them out, you know, from regular to nanobot versions, like take them all off and then put the rest back on like that. It's just easier that way. So do I think Hot Toys nailed the Alfred Molina likeness here with this figure? I'm going to say no. I don't think they did. I don't know what's with the mushroom hair, because he didn't really have hair that looked like that in the movie or any of the movies at all. The face is pretty cool. It's just that the smile is a little bit weird. It's almost like he's angry but smiling at the same time. From certain angles, it looks a little bit more like him. From other angles, it doesn't. I have to admire the paint apps, though, as always. That's on point. Looks really good. But yeah, that, I think it's the lower lip. It's just a little bit weird to me. It looks close enough, but it's just not spot on in my eyes. The nose is pretty good. I think they got the nose down pretty well. Looking at the back of the head right here, there is some paint mixed in there, some browns and blacks, it looks like. Looks like it's mostly like a single brown color. Kind of hard to tell, but the wrinkles look pretty good in there. And I guess from the 3/4 angle, it looks more like him. I prefer having the glasses on here, though, to be honest with you. I did take pictures of him without the glasses, but you just put them on there. They just fit over his ears like normal. And you gotta be precise when you do that. So there that goes. And it looks a little better that way, so that's pretty neat. They will fall off on you if you're not being careful. I do like this dark green trench coat, and I love the pattern right over here. That looks great. We have all these buttons applied to it. He has the soft gray shirt or sweater, turtleneck underneath there, and then the leather jacket on the inside that does have bendy wire. This does have some bendy wire at the very bottom. And then the trench coat has bendy wire on the sides too and along the bottom, so you get dual bendy wire with this thing, for both coats, so that's pretty cool. I just wish he had more of a paunch. He looks too fit, He should be a little bulkier down here, and he definitely looked bulkier in the movie than this does. I mean, look at that. That's like a really, he's got, the washboard stomach and everything, and I do love this gunmetal gray, and I do love that apparatus around his lower torso. I just wish he was bulked up down here at the bottom. He looks too thin for a Doc Ock. Get some pockets on the sides right over there, which don't actually function, which is okay. More at the bottom. And here's looking at the boots, and they look okay. Nothing really spectacular. They look solid. Not a lot of color variation to be added in there. Whatever. Just drop the glasses. You get treads at the bottom of the feet. Then again, here's looking at the back of the figure. Again, I really do like this trench coat and this inner lining right over here. I guess it's 2 coats all together, which they say it's not removable, so don't try to remove it, but if you really wanted to, you could. You're going to get a bare arm if you do it. That's why they tell you not to do that. See? So yeah, don't try to take off the trench coat. You do not get a second display option underneath there. I do like the detail with the zipper, though. That does look pretty sweet. Oh, and you could pop the collar up if you want to. That's kind of neat. So pop that collar if you wish. So not a lot to say about the articulation with this figure, and you can see what I mean. Like, imagine opening it and it's like, this is all you get. That would be such a lame figure. But anyway, you get the head or the neck joint that turns side to side. Neck pivoting right there. You could look down a little bit, moves up more so, and there was a piece of plastic around this that you have to remove on your own. You get the butterfly joints right there. You can move the shoulders outward that much, move them in, rotate forward that much, and rotate forward that much, and then you get a bicep swivel. You have double jointed elbows, and then the wrist peg and ball joint where you could rotate side to side and hinge up and down, or whichever configuration you want. And then you also have a waist joint right here. No real waist pivoting, just a little bit, and just a little bit of crunching at the waist right there, but not a lot of movement. And then you have the hips that move outward that much, and heel kick forward only that far and back. You get the upper thigh cut, and then you get the double jointed knees, and then the ankles will rotate. They will move down quite a bit, and they do move up quite a bit, and they have beautiful ankle pivot. Now, for transparency's sake, I did have one of these little nanobot pieces come off. I will have to probably glue that back on there, so that is unfortunate. But to measure out this Doc Ock figure, you can see that he is standing a bit over 12 inches tall. I don't know, 12 and a half maybe. And then I did measure out the tentacles. The tentacles themselves are 14 inches long, and then the claws themselves are about 3 inches. So you get a total of 17 inches per tentacle. And then for some Hot Toy size comparisons, you can see we have Doc Ock, and we have Mysterio and Venom, and these are my only 3 Hot Toys Spider-Man villains. Looks like I got a collection going. I'm probably gonna have to get that Green Goblin. It looks amazing. Oh man. And then to compare a couple of Spider-Man figures next to this Doc Ock, you can see we have the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2 figure from Hot Toys, and then we have the Infinity War. If I remember right, this is the Infinity War Iron Spider. Then, of course, I had to compare Doc Ock next to the integrated suit Spider-Man from No Way Home. And then here's the Hot Toys Doc Ock next to the Toy Biz Marvel Legends style Spider-Man 2 movie figure of Doc Ock. And by the way, I cannot wait for the Hasbro Doc Ock figure. We talked about that just the other day. I'm super pumped for that. I've loved this figure the whole time. I do love the different colors of heat staining. You can see it on the inside of the claws right there. If they had a little bit of that with these, that would have been kind of nice, but I still do like their paint applications over here. And then here's Doc Ock next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Inner Letdown Spider-Man. Power of the sun in the palm of your hand, huh? Well, I got the power of the sun in the palm of my butt. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to show some love to the channel by simply clicking that like button. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And a big thank you to all of you who've watched this video or watched my content in general. I really do appreciate it. And this figure is one that I feel like I kind of had to have, man. I know, not everybody has to have it, I get it, and these are expensive figures for sure, but man, I'm stoked to actually have it. I do have my complaints about it. The tentacles are definitely the star of the show over here, and while I do have some frustrations with them, I still think they're very impressive. I really do like them a lot. I am bummed out that I can't get them wrapping around Spider-Man, you know, there are things that do bother me about him. I had that little piece come off, I'm gonna have to fix that, so there are things here and there. There are fragility issues with Hot Toys in general, so it's one of those things you kind of have to go into it knowing about that, and I'm not surprised, however, still disappointed, but not surprised in those aspects of collecting Hot Toys, so just putting that out there. But it's an expensive piece, but a very cool looking piece. For an extra $30 getting the deluxe version, for me, it's very much worth it. And I love having the figure. I think it's actually quite incredible. And at the price point, oh my god, around $400. Holy crap, man, this is expensive, but I'm gonna give this figure a Sud rating of I love it! And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comment section below. There are other Alfred Molina Doc Ock options out there, so if, you know, you're not looking to pay that much, you know, keep an eye out. The Marvel Legends one is going to be way cheaper. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see a photo gallery of images, it'll all be over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on Whatnot. We got a big Spider-Man giveaway this coming Thursday on Whatnot, so come through, check that out, and I will catch you guys later. Peace!
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face is set, my shot,